Ready, red. And you haven't previewed yet, this is all clean. And dissolve the Rowe red. Locator. Ready, blue. Blue's locator. Ready, white. And white to blue. Graphic in.
The Eagles finally cracked into the Yellow Jackets last year, defeating Georgia Tech for the first time in 7 years, David.
Clearly a long-standing really battle with both of these teams in the state of Georgia, and these are two teams that are Georgia Southern coming off hosting a regional, and then Georgia Tech with one of the best
3. Who's at first base?
country last season. These two teams are on a collision course.
Who's at first base? And lose graphic? Switch it. Ready, put one underneath. Get ready to lose graphic. He's gonna lose graphic. Yeah, stay there 3 for now.
He's the spark plug to get the Yellow Jackets going on the offensive end. He's also their leadoff hitter, so he's going to try to get on base early on and then know what
Going EG next. Less than 30 seconds.
He gets things going for the Eagles. He can hit a home run from any spot on the field.
Ready to open her mic?
Get ready to lose graphic.
Open her mic.
And lose graphic.
Go EG.
Font her. Ready 3. Lose font.
But for Georgia Tech, they're looking for their fourth starter in their rotation.
And dissolve to 3. She's off camera.
Off camera.
The state of Georgia
Ready 2. Dissolve 2.
teaming with different teams that allow for this. And so guys, it's going to be exciting.
Ready 4.
Just stay here. Your left slab.
Yeah.
And starting pitcher.
Left slab in.
Tonight is the junior right-hander Jalen Payton with 6.
Tony, you can take the towel off.
On opening night for the Eagles, picking up his first ever save against West Virginia. What can we expect from Payton tonight?
Payton, it's all about start.
Lose graphic.
You see, he has some really impressive numbers last
Ready
season.
for
64 strikeouts.
start your push 4.
You don't want to give Georgia Tech free
Go a little slower 4. Ready 4. Dissolve to 4.
get things going for this defense.
Bug it.
That was the big thing that stood out last season. While Payton did lead the team in strikeouts, he also led the team in walks. He faces Jake DeLeo to kick things off on a beautiful Tuesday evening
Just talk on control and see that camera.
Stadium.
You're watching the Sun Belt Conference on ESPN Plus. Game 2 of a doubleheader between the Appalachian State Mountaineers and the Georgia Southern Eagles at Eagle Field in Statesboro, Georgia. Alongside Hunter Mosley and Trishelle Kamani, I'm Janelle Menard. Game 1 ended just a couple of minutes ago. Georgia Southern pulling out a 5-3 win in 8 innings.
Pitching was at utmost importance for both teams in that game. Both pitchers had great control of their movement, neither having a walk until extras in the 8th, and that really created for an entertaining game.
The game ended on a big walk-off 2-run homer from Janai Conklin, the starting catcher for Georgia Southern, taking this one deep.
Extra innings, and Janai Conklin said, "Give me that. I'm taking it into my own hands." A walk-off homer in a rivalry game, conference game. That's the type of momentum that can carry deep into the season.
Trishelle Kamani was able to
You're watching the Sun Belt Conference on ESPN. Final matchup of the regular season in this series inside Hanner Fieldhouse. The Georgia Southern Eagles host the Troy Trojans in Game 1 of a 2-game set on ESPN+. We thank you for joining us alongside Janelle Menard. I'm Danny Wall. It's all about catching momentum at the right time at the end of the season. And Janelle, with this being the final series before tournament time in Foley, what's the urgency for each team to finish off on a high note?
Both of these teams have been on a little bit of a losing streak, so this weekend is a great opportunity for one team to really catapult themselves into a great position to head into Foley.
With the Eagles losing their last 4 games, you look at what the bracket would look like if the tournament started today. The Eagles will have to play play 4 games in 4 days in order to win a Sun Belt Conference championship at 5th in the East, while Troy locking in the 2nd seed in the West. They have a double bye in the tournament. Will have to play 3 games in Foley if they want to win a title.
Troy was absolutely dominant in October. They went 9-0, beating up on a bunch of Sun Belt teams in the East and the West. So that put them in a great position to be ready to go in Foley.
Lost their last 2 games against the first team in the West, Texas State, but looking to turn things around here against the Eagles. And for Georgia Southern, we mentioned it, losing the last 4 games. The previous 2 matchups, tough 5-set losses against App State. How can they turn things around today?
One thing that Coach Willis mentioned about the App State games was a bit of a Jekyll and Hyde situation. They had really good offense, but not so great defense on Friday. And then Saturday, it was the opposite. So it's really coming back and being more consistent on both sides of the ball if they want to be successful this weekend and heading into Foley.
You are going to see a 1-2 punch of attackers on both sides. For Troy, outside hitter Tori Hester and middle blocker Julia Brooks. And for Georgia Southern, outside hitters Emily Jerome and middle blocker Baylor Bumford. Tori Hester is going to be the big player to watch for the Trojans, a sophomore from Salisbury, North Carolina. 2nd in the Sun Belt Conference, averaging over 4 kills a set.
Absolutely. She averages over 4 points per set.
You're watching Sun Belt Conference basketball on ESPN. A beautiful Thursday evening in Statesboro, Georgia, for the final 2 home matchups for Georgia Southern women's basketball, starting tonight against the Marshall Thundering Herd on ESPN+. 2 weeks, 4 games. That's all that's left in the regular season before the Sun Belt Conference tournament in Pensacola, Florida. Both the Eagles and the Herd tied for 8 and 6 in the Sun Belt Conference, hoping for a late season push for a top 4 seed. We thank you for joining us alongside Dallin Walker and Ainsley Clifford. I'm Danny Wall. As we enter the final 2 weeks of the regular season, Dallin, what's the biggest focus for the Eagles and the Herd?
Well, Danny, they have to understand that they're both 8 and 6 in the conference right now. I've played conference, I've played tournament play. The energy shifts, and you have to have more momentum and more energy as you play. You have to show what you're capable of late in this tournament.
This matchup is the 2nd game between the Eagles and the Herd. Round 1 in early January, Georgia Southern pulled out a win, but not without Marshall going on a late game surge in the 4th, Dallin.
As you said, 22-0 run in the 4th quarter by Marshall, still losing by 3 to the Lady Eagles, but Rashayla Scott with 24 points to finish the game.
And as you mentioned, an 83-80 win for the Eagles. Rashayla Scott, the Herd leading scorer with 24. Taryn Ward, the conference leader in scoring with 20 and 8 rebounds. Now, the Eagles are coming off a win against Appalachian State over the weekend, and Ainsley Clifford has more on an important milestone from Coach Howard.
Thanks, Danny. Georgia Southern head coach Anita Howard just picked up her 200th career win last Saturday at App State. She is now ranked 4th all-time at Georgia Southern for career wins as a head coach, while sitting at 16 and 7 so far on the year. The Eagles are guaranteed their 2nd straight winning season in the Coach Howard era. Back to you.
Big thank you, Ainsley. Hit for Coach Howard. You know, turning this program to where she wanted it to be in 4 seasons, and if the Eagles can win out their final 4 games, it'll be the first time this season where Coach Howard picked up 20 wins.
Yeah, well, we're celebrating Black History Month. Coach Howard is Black history, and she knows how to coach. She's shown that the 4 seasons that she's been here.
Taryn Ward gets things started with.
Guys, we are live. We're on camera. Listen, we're back in Statesboro, but you guys aren't hanging out on the football field. You're in a little bit of a different space. What has this really warm welcome from Georgia Southern meant to both of you?
Oh, it's been incredible. This place has such a special place in my heart. Without them, I wouldn't be where I'm at. And just being here, seeing all the fans pack out the stadium, man, I feel like it hasn't skipped a beat, man. I'm super happy.
I mean, it's always good to be back in Statesboro, you know, hanging out with my guy and familiar faces. So it's always good to be back and just hanging out, and it brings me all the way back. So it's always good.
And you're quickly approaching 500 points with the Atlanta Falcons. And Tyler, you are already 8th on the Buffalo Bills all-time scoring list. Now, guys, what does it mean to put on a Buffalo Bills uniform and Atlanta Falcons and play for those franchises?
It's a blessing. You know, there are 32 jobs, and to be one of them is out of this world. I'm really grateful to be, you know, having a job in the NFL and being able to do, you know, really live out my dream. So I'm really just thankful.
Like Kuz said, it's a blessing. I'm super grateful. I'll never forget the day when I got the call that I was going to be a Bill. man, it was super emotional, and I'm super grateful. Like Kuz said, there's not a lot of spots, and the fact that we have one and, able to do the most we can, it's awesome.
My last question before I let you guys get back to the game, who is the better kicker?
I mean, I think
Pitcher though, I'll give him. He's a better pitcher. I third in my first pitch, but he put it there. So
we both have our own answers on that, but I think we know.
All right, thanks, guys.
thank you.
Thank you so much. I appreciate it.
Guys.
Thanks, EG. Thanks, Tyler. Thanks, Youngway. I wanted to know who was it down to EG with Nick Romano.
Nick, it was a back-and-forth game from the first inning. What was the difference maker for the Yellow Jackets?
Yes, we came in here with a lot of energy and just came ready to play, and everybody just did their part, and we all put it together.
You had yourself a night at the plate, going 2 for 3 with 2 walks, with the big three-run home run is what really set you apart. Were you looking for a particular pitch? What was the deal? What was going through your head?
Yeah, we were just trying to see it up, slow, crafty lefty, trying to see it up and elevate it, and it happened.
Thanks, Nick.
Thank you.